Morning everyone, just finished a little weeding on the plot and no prizes for guessing what we're having for lunch today. Broccoli, Burpee's golden beetroot and some Jaguar pea to accompany some Yorkshire puddings and a nice outdoor reared organic gammon joint. Hi everyone, well I've just popped back down to the allotment after lunch and I've been doing a little bit of weeding, and I finished the weeding and I came towards the compost bins just to put a bit of green matter in there, and to my surprise saw that the whole area with the compost bins was swarming with ants and flying ants as well. I then walked down to the greenhouse and the greenhouse is infested as well. I walked down the path to the second greenhouse and the same's happening there as well. So I know that ants like to spend the time beneath the slabs, but it looks like it's migration day for the ants. We've had lots of rain and then it's warmed up. Looks like lots of eggs have hatched, and I'll let you have a look and then you can see what it's like. I'm being bombarded when I go near the greenhouses. So I'm going to cut the grass and then I think I'm going to head off home, but I'll just show you how it looks. Alright. And this is the site of the compost bin that I mentioned, and you can see that the ground is absolutely teeming with them, and all the way up, and they're crawling on me as well now, all the way up the bins, both bins, and all the soil area you can see is absolutely heaving with ants, and there's some big ones as well. And I'll just take you down to the, if I look, I'm going to take you to the greenhouse, but just looking at the floor as well, you can see they're on the move everywhere for some reason, almost synchronised. All the ants all over the allotment are out and about for some reason. I don't know whether it's some kind of pheromone or hormone that's been released. But I'll just take you down to the second greenhouse, and you can see here all over the floor, and then when you look up at the ceiling, or rather the roof, you can see all the spiders' webs are completely full. It's actually starting to dissipate a little bit now, like they're flying away, but the spiders are having a field day, wrapping up all the future lunches, but they're everywhere. I've never seen anything like it. They're landing on me now. But it's not quite as I saw that the pots were quite dry in here. I don't know if you can see, and I thought, oh, I'll go in and water those, but there's no chance because it's absolutely covered. Down here you can see all the way down, and the big ones as well. Some really big ants, and they seem to be everywhere, all over the floor. But you can see the really massive things, millions of them. Well, I'm breathing a sigh of relief, I can tell you, now I've left the greenhouses. I ventured into the infested greenhouse and picked a half a dozen sun gold tomatoes, but I couldn't get out of there quick enough, and my skin's still crawling. So I'm out where it's safe now, and I just thought I'd show you how the sweetcorn are getting on. And this is the variety Early Bird, and as you can see, they're well established now. All their tassels have been out for some time, and the silks as well beneath, and you can see they're at the stage where they're losing their grains of pollen. If I get really close, you can see them hanging down like that. And that's what they look like. And then they fall off, they fall down, and you can see that they land on the silks below. And there are hundreds of silks, little threads, all connected with the kernels, the sweet corn, and hopefully they've all been well fertilised as a result of all the wind that we've had. And if you look at this plant, I think this is fairly typical. I've not compared really, but there are 3 cobs on this one. 3 ears, there's one there, one here, and one just there. So there probably won't be massive cobs, I don't think, but hopefully there'll be enough on to feed one person on each cob, and there are 3 of us at home at the moment, so 3 per plant, and we should be okay. And looking at this one down here, you can see that the silks are drying already, turning a copper brown, and once they go really dark brown, almost black, then you know that your sweet corn are ready. And each time I bump into one of these plants, lots of grains of pollen drop, so they look really healthy. I gave them all a weed this morning, and you can see every plant has got 3 cobs with the tassels on top, almost to a plant, I think. Yeah, 2 to 3 anyway. So fingers crossed, and we should have a nice crop of sweet corn this year. Just to the left of the sweet corn, in the next bed, we've got the courgette. These are all nicely established now, with the exception of the one in the middle, which was a yellow one, and that's struggled, and I think that may very well die, but the 4 around it seem to be doing okay, and we've got quite a few courgettes growing now. As you can see, got a couple down here, a rather big one that's turning into a marrow already just there, and then a few really nice ones here. It's a size where they need to be taken. There's about 4 on this one, one there, and a couple of smaller ones as well, 4 or 5. So we'll be taking our first courgette in the next day or so. Sunflowers are doing well too, the dwarf sunflowers. About 6 8 flower heads on each plant, which is nice. But they don't last very long, do they? They come out and then within a couple of days they start and lose their petals. But they're beautiful while they last, and the birds always enjoy them when they're finished as well. Hi everyone, welcome back. Well, we're a week later now. It's Sunday the 19th of July, and I just thought I'd take a little bit of time out from the main allotment and show you my new plot. This will mean that we've got about 5 full allotments by size, but this one's just a half plot actually, but it's a fair size. It's about 17 metres by 11 metres, and I intend to use this as an orchard. So I'm going to turn the camera around now and I'll show you what it is that I plan to do. There's quite a bit of work to do on it, and I've made a start already. Okay. And as you can see, the full plot is actually a really decent size. It's about 34 metres long and about 11 metres wide. It may even be 12 metres wide, I can't really tell until I get rid of the nettles at the back there. And we've got some elderberry trees running across the boundary as well, so I will thin those out as well to allow a little bit more lighting. But that shouldn't be that much of a problem for me, because as I've mentioned, the intention is to have an orchard here, a fruit orchard, and what I plan to do is have a broad path running across the middle there, and then I'll have maybe 6 trees on the far side of it and 6 trees on this side, and then at the back where the nettles are I may have some fruit bushes and a seating area. One of the first things I had to do when I got the plot was to obviously cut the grass, and I've cut it 3 or 4 times, but I've also had to take out an old rickety fence, and you can see that the remnants of the fence are in the middle of the plot, and I've made a start putting in a new fence. It's not the sturdiest of fences, but it doesn't need to be. It's not going to have any chicken wire on it or anything. I'm not going to try and keep any rabbits out because I'm going to have rabbit guards around the trees. So basically I've dug a border, about a yard border, all the way across the front of the plot, and I'll cover that up with plastic and maybe wood chips or something like that. And I'm going to have a gate in the middle here, and I've found a bit of old fence and cut out a nice little gate there. So yeah, border across the front, and the border will run all the way down the side here and down the other side as well, and then we'll just have 2 strips, one there and then one at the back, and we'll have 1, 2, 3 trees at the front, 1, 2, 3 trees at the back. So that's the idea. And I've done quite well with the fencing material. I salvaged all the wooden posts from the wood dump at the bottom of the site, and then these lats, they're actually the bottom rail of wooden balustrade that go on decking outdoors, and they were a little bit warped and they were sold for £1 each. So the fence, when it's completed, will have cost me £12 because I'll be using 12 of those rails. So that's the new half plot. Thought I'd show you it now. I've popped up a few pictures as well so that you can see what this boundary was like across here, because it was full of brambles and tall grass, and I just wanted rid of all of that right from the start. So yeah, we'll revisit this plot over the next couple of months, and you'll see as it's tidied up and what kind of rubbish I take out of the nettles there at the back. And hopefully come October, November time we'll be putting in some trees. So that's the new half plot. Well, that's it again. Got to make my way home now and get this one edited, but I just thought I'd leave you with a nice view of this lovely sunflower over my shoulder. I don't think we're going to break any records when it comes to height this year. I think the highest sunflower might be about 8 feet or so, but I don't grow them just to get really big ones. I just grow them for the flowers, and they're beautiful this year. I've got 3 or 4 that are out, an orange one, a yellow one, and this nice kind of sun hat red, rusty red, and yeah, the allotment's starting to come to life now. Quite a few flowers and a few dahlias as well, but I'll show you those next time. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and for joining me this last week, and enjoy the week to come and enjoy your gardening as well, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers, all the best.